Okay, this is number 3 of our 4-part series, or really it's just giving you a nice variety of warm-ups that you can do before you step on the ice. So there's going to be some self-myofascial release, a little static stretching, yes, static stretching before you exercise, and then a nice dynamic warm-up. Here's what I got. So we're going to start this one with the self-myofascial release, but we're going to do lacrosse ball on the bottom of our foot, getting all aspects of the bottom of our foot, with enough pressure that it almost feels uncomfortable, but not quite. We're just going to go for 30 seconds on each side. Now, you might think that's kind of silly and be tempted to skip it. Don't. If you haven't seen it before, somewhere on my channel, there's a video explaining all this. But the receptors in your feet and the muscles in your feet, somehow by magic, voodoo magic probably, they communicate with the muscles, the rest of the muscles of the posterior chain. So your calves, your hamstrings, your back, everything. So what we do is we do a little pre-test, just a little forward bend, see where you're at. Then we roll the ball on the bottom of your foot. We usually do a minute when we do the test. Come back, and most goalies will get 2 to 5 more centimeters of front bend without stretching anything. So that's why we're starting off with this one. 30 seconds on each foot, and then we're going to move to put the lacrosse ball in our TFL, which doesn't feel nice at all. Sometimes people have a little trouble finding their TFL, and they get it in the wrong spot. The TFL is actually quite a broad muscle that attaches to your iliotibial band. But when we do our connective tissue work on it, I find this bump on the outside of my hip. And if I put my hand here and kind of roll my leg like that, I feel it, that bone come into prominence, out of prominence. And so I find that. And then I just come in and up a little bit. And then lay on that. So this is another one that we don't really roll on. We just mash on it and try to relax, try to let those tissues kind of melt underneath the ball. So that'll be 30 seconds on each side as well. Then we're done with the ball. We're going to go into our half kneeling groin stretch. So keeping a nice neutral back, not half kneeling, full kneeling. Keeping a nice neutral back, getting our knees nice and wide, creeping them wider, feeling that stretch. We're going to do that for about 30 seconds. Then we're going to make it a little more active. We're going to use the muscles on the outside of our hip to kind of stretch the muscles on the inside. So I'm choking up a little bit. I'm coming out of my stretch a little wee bit, using my forearms to brace me. And now I'm going to try to lift this knee off the floor. So I'm using these muscles in the back of my hip. I can't turn my body. That's not the idea of it. I want to keep my whole torso stable and just lift that knee off. So I'm going to lift and hold for about 5 seconds. I'm going to do 5 on each side. Then you're going to just find a spot where there's a flat wall. Your bum, your shoulder blades, and your head are touching the wall. That's really important. My back is in neutral, so my low back isn't touching the wall, but I can just slide my fingers back there. I can't slide my whole hand through. So I'm keeping my ribs down, my low back is just off the wall. Then I bring my elbows to the wall, just below shoulder level, and now I'm going to rotate back. So the point is to get your wrist flat on the wall like that. You will naturally want to extend and just get your fingertips there, but think of this part as being what you're going for, without arching my back. So that's what most of you will do. You'll want to arch your back. I'm going to hold that for 3 seconds and then come down without shrugging, without arching. Hold for 3, come back down. Now, for some of you, if you're like a baseball pitcher or something, this would be really easy for you. So what you'll do is you'll slide up the wall for 3 and back down for 3, and you'll do 5 like that. This one gets a little more dynamic, adds a little bit of neural complexity because we're combining patterns. So we're going to combine our over the fence with our lunge and rotate. Standing nice and tall, you're going to step, come over the fence. So as you come over the fence, this shin should be parallel to the floor, not like that, internally rotated. Come around, come into a nice lunge step to feel a stretch here, and then you rotate away from that back leg. Back up, over the fence, lunge, rotate away. So at speed, when you're actually doing it, it'll look like this. over the fence, lunge, rotate. You can see as I put them together, there's a little bit of correction of balance in there. So my nervous system has to work a little bit, and that's part of the reason that we've got it in at this stage of your warm-up. So this one, I really put it this part of the warm-up because I knew you're going to need to be on the ground for the next stretch. But you could put it earlier in the warm-up. That would be fine too. We're going to sit nice wide V-sit, tall in our torso so you can't be rounding your back. If you can't sit on the ground with your legs straight like that without rounding your back, bend your knees a little bit so you can get tall, because that's really, really important. So you're going to get tall, you're going to rotate away, then you're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, out through your mouth for 6. So then you're going to go the other way, same thing. In through the nose for 4, out through the mouth for 6. Trying to take in as much air as you can and blow out as much air as you can, but not like forceful. So not, just breathing in, and out, 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 out. So that's going to work a little bit on T-spine mobility and also get you in tune with your breathing, because you're going to use your breathing out on the ice to help you sort of focus and get a little, if you get, let a bad goal in, you can use your breathing to sort of help you calm down and refocus and get ready for the next sequence. Then you're going to go into your pigeon flow. So just coming here, trying not to use your hands on the floor, lifting up. So really working those hip stabilizers, using your torso, having all that nice strength and control. We'll do 3 on each side and switch. And then we've got one more. I can't even remember what it is. I remembered what it was. It's knee recovery lateral push. So we're working on transitioning from being in a knee down or butterfly position, getting this leg recovered underneath you, keeping your torso tall and square, and then getting a push from that nice low position across the crease, and then we'll just come back down into your kneeling position. You're not trying to smash down into your butterfly. Really, the emphasis is here, getting that foot recovered, good push, staying nice and square in your torso, not letting your body, twist or side bend or lose control at the torso. So there is warm-up number 3 of the 4 warm-ups that you can do in less than 10 minutes. By now, I think you understand. Get your muscles loosened up. Get your brain and your muscles working together. Get your energy system primed so that when you get on the ice, you're ready to play as soon as the puck drops. That means less risk of injury. That means better performance. That means your team likes you. That means lots of pats on the back at the end of the game. This is Maria from GoalieTrainingPro.com. If you like this video and you want me to make more, give me a like. That's like when Pac-Man eats that thing and then it can go crazy. That when I get likes, that's kind of what my little energy pack. So I want to make more videos. If you want to get them before everyone else does, subscribe, and then you get them as soon as you get them, almost before I get them. See ya.